see me with pitchforks outside their HQ. Did he think this was like people were gonna be like, yeah, she is a prompt made in a data center? Like, it's basically a big scam, and it genuinely annoys me. The sad death of physical media.
I want you to picture this. It's Tuesday, September 17th.
Let me summarize this video before it even begins. Sorry to be a party pooper. The reason physical media is dying, like for example with PlayStation and Xbox, it's because when you buy a physical copy, you have much more ownership over the product. Like for example, games, if you wanted to buy them online digitally, the store has full control over the pricing. But when you buy a physical copy, you can give that to your friends afterwards. You can sell it 5 years down the line and buy it 5 years down the line for a quarter of the price. But if it's digital, the moment the game is popular again, they can just manipulate that price and artificially raise it. Like GTA 5 is going to have no physical copies. That is concerning because they're going to be like the Apple. They're going to be the trendsetters. Everyone's going to follow after them once they see that the best game of the decade is now fully digital, so people don't mind. It's just going to normalize it for people and lead us down a path where you don't own anything. But do not be fooled. Just because it's digital now doesn't mean it's going to stop there. It's going to evolve into a subscription service. That's the life cycle of products like this. That's the natural evolution of them. We've seen that in movies. You used to own them, buy the CDs, then you'd buy them online, and now you have to subscribe to 5 different providers so you can watch one TV show because all the episodes are scattered. Like at this point, it's impossible, man. It's going to become a cash grab, and it's sad, but what are we going to do about it? Like,
2013. I'm saying picture this like most of my audience watching this wasn't children or too young to remember this night. Low-key me included, but F it. It was a crispy September day.
Yo, I don't remember anything like until I was maybe like 7 or 8. Like if I do, I remember I have like 1 or 2 memories. I have one memory, bro, of me. I took a big crap. I ate like a whole box of biscuits. I must have been like 3 or 4. I was at kindergarten. I remember like just basically pooping myself. This is the only memory I have before like 8 years old. Literally sharted all over my pants. And then the caregiver was like changing my diapers or my underwear or whatever, and she started laughing. Like, I'm not kidding. She sat there and she was like, hee hee hee. Until this day, I remember that. Because what are you laughing at? The size? How big it is? Like, what were you laughing at, bro? I hope she's lost her job, bro. What the hell? Giving me insecurities till now, bro. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm not insecure, but what sort of reaction is that? I mean, I guess it was like a Muslim country, but even then, bro, like, what a weird reaction to have. It was a lot more of a, like, promiscuous society, but, like, still, I was a kid, bro. Hey, she was tripping, man.
Just like every other September day. Most people were going on with their regular lives, either going to school or work. But that night, humanity was gonna change and never be the same. GTA 5.
Ooh.
Was dropping. People were lining up hours before the release at midnight.
One big thing I'm gonna give free advice to every developer out there. Make an open world. I'm talking Minecraft. I'm talking GTA. Like, games that give you control. Games that you can, like, have mods of and, like, manipulate. Just basically create real life in a video game. Those are the biggest games on the planet. I can't believe my genius mind made that connection. Like, think about it. The 2 biggest games on the planet are just open world recreations of real life. The more accurate of a recreation of real life you can make it, and the more freedom you can give the players, just as you do in real life, the better it's gonna be. Like, if there is any, like, new big game that's actually gonna, like, take over and stay taking over, it's gonna be a game like that. I think Fortnite is making a move towards that. Roblox has been like that. Like, how you actually make an evergreen game is by allowing people to mod it. And you want to make your game as friendly to modders and developers as possible. And how do you do that? It's by giving them as many possibilities as possible.
Making sure they called off school or work the next day to bask in all of its gloriness for at least a full day. News reporters came out to interview people with their pre-game thoughts on how the game was gonna be. When the doors finally opened.
See, this is the part of physical copies that I will not miss. Why are people lining outside like this? Like, this is actually pathetic. If you're not with your boys, if you're just by yourself, and why is the fit so tough, bro? Like, you're going to wait outside for a couple days, basically camping, being homeless, chained out and everything, bro? Hell no. Nah, he's the target audience, bro. This is Slim Shady without the shady, just Slim, bro.
Open, people stampeded in like it was their final day on Earth. This was what people now call simpler times. Skip to a date that hasn't happened yet. Thursday, November 19th, 2026.
Oh yeah, good luck, buddy. It's never releasing on November. It's gonna take like another year and a half, which I hope it does, because my current setup is not running shit, bro. I can't run Scratch on my school laptop looking ass setup, bro.
Lines are empty and no one is waiting for some reason. The reason why? Rockstar has announced they're officially ditching a disc copy and
Yo, that's Bad Bunny, bro. What the hell? Bad Bunny transitioned and found his way into GTA 6. Am I tripping, bro?
GTA 6 won't come with one. And Sony clarified even more that they won't produce any more discs for PlayStation consoles starting officially in January 2028. Meaning the era of console discs, having a collection to flex on your friends with the magic game binder, showing how much you're better than those bum ass because you have a bigger collection than them, is a
See, this is why I actually hate when there's like monopolies, because it's a monopoly. There's Xbox and there's PlayStation. That's the thing. Like, what makes it a monopoly? It's that even if you have hardware that competes with it, they have a monopoly over the ecosystem, the software. I think that's something that's very unregulated. Like, you have that with Apple's iOS gated garden is what they call it. Like, once you're inside, everything's open. You have the Apple Watch, the earphones. If you're a company that's trying to interact with that very efficient, good system that people rely on, they make it 100 times more difficult. Like, connecting the Meta glasses. Mark Zuck had like a lot to say about this when he was making the Meta glasses, because they would just like take ages to connect to your phone, because they wouldn't give them the protocol that makes them connect as easily as AirPods, for example. This is a monopoly. Like, when are we gonna realize that this is not okay? This is good for nobody. Nobody. They can charge you whatever you want once you have the system, because it's cheaper for you to pay $10 extra a month than get a new system. Like, it's basically a big scam, and it genuinely annoys me. And if Xbox and PlayStation decide that, oh, we're not gonna do discs anymore, what are you gonna buy instead? What do you have to buy instead? Like, whatever this is, I hate it.
Officially dead and has basically solidified that this century will be the end of most physical media. And I'd be lying to you if I said it doesn't break my heart. At least to me, this seems like Gen Z's first thing to see phased out and humanity evolve past it. And really, it's every generation. Everyone other than Gen Alpha always grew up with physical media around them.
Were we this bad when we were little kids? I was an iPad kid, 100%, bro. My parents were like studying for medical school. Buddy, they had no time for my little dumbass, and I honestly don't blame them, man. Like, I'm happy that they actually like educated themselves and gave themselves a good life where they could provide for their kids very comfortably. Like, I'm very thankful to my parents, even if in the beginning, obviously medical school, a lot of bills, we were quite poor in the beginning, but nowadays they're set, and it feels like there's a lot less pressure on my shoulders to get my parents out the hood, because they're pretty well off. So of course they did maybe sacrifice on my human interactions as a little kid while being an iPad little chud, but they're very hardworking people, and a lot of people need to stop victimizing themselves. And don't look at your parents and be like, oh, it's their fault. Never do that. Don't fall into that trap, because yes, some people do have bad parents, but you need to think very deeply, are you one of them? Because at certain points I would have been like 100% my parents were awful, but looking back, bro, I had some of the best parents ever. I don't think I would change a thing. I love them deeply, but a lot of you aren't going to realize that until you have kids of your own and realize how difficult it actually is to balance that, work, paying the bills, school, medical school. God.
We all remember going to Redbox and renting a movie, then forgetting to return it and hoping your lawyers don't knock on the door, or seeing ads about game.
You know what pisses me off? eBay, bro. Mother flipping eBay. If you bid on eBay, you are legally obliged to pay that. Like, they keep on pinging your phone. Like, I had this one guy, I was buying like a camera for my setup. I put like, I don't even know, did I misclick? I don't even remember, bro. I bid by accident, and then I was like, this is the guy I messaged beforehand, because there's only so many cameras. Like, I think he was selling another one, or it was the same one. I told him like, oh yeah, would you take like $50? He was like, nah. And then I ended up bidding on his product, and I ended up winning the bid. And you know what's crazy? The amount I got it for was less than the amount I was willing to pay him initially. But then I text him, I'm like, bro, yo, I apologize. I know like the bid ended and I'm the winner, but I did that. I misclicked. I didn't mean to actually bid on the product. And he was like, nah, you were bitter that I didn't sell you the product originally. You're gonna have to legally pay for it. Well, guess what, Brody? Until the lawyers and the FBI come knocking, I'm not paying for crap. It was a full mistake, bro. But be careful, bro, because it's actually such an easy trap. Like, I never realized it was legally binding. I didn't even realize what I was doing. Like, I didn't go into it willingly. Like, not even a single bit of confirmation. They just tell you, okay, do you want to bid this? Yes. If you bid on a $2 million product, like, you could do that right now, bid on a $2 million product, and you will genuinely have people knocking on your door. Hey, buddy, this isn't $50. We're gonna need that $2 million. You won the bid. The person before you lost the bid, and now he's no longer willing to pay. You're $1.5 million in debt. Hell no.
And thinking it was the future. I actually don't know a single soul who used it, but I assume the company went bankrupt the same way as Redbox because no one returned stuff. One of the first things that pops up in people's minds with seeing physical media diminish from society is you will own nothing and be happy.
Facts.
The origin of it is so wild for people that don't know it. It comes from the World Economic Forum, which is basically...
Bro, I used to watch Iman Ghazi's videos back in the day where he used to like basically like edge you until you watch like 30-40 minutes and then bought 5 of his courses so he can tell you like the most basic information ever. Like, actually scam tubers, bro. Low-key. Yo, if I ever become like a course seller, like one of those greedy ass course sellers, just call me out, bro. Just know like something went bad. I'm chasing after the bag, bro. I will never be selling like basic ass information online because the target audience is people that are vulnerable.
Which is basically basically an international organization with the biggest leaders and people who shape the world, where they try to find solutions for the world to quote-unquote improve it. I get this is supposed to be a positive organization in theory. All I think of when I see pictures like this, though, is the Akatsuki photo with all...
Yo, facts. You got the Akatsuki plotting our demise, bro. Damn, the Akatsuki are cold, though. This is why Naruto was gas. The villains in Naruto were 10 times better than the heroes. That's what makes actual Naruto like one of the best animes or TV shows ever. This right here. Like, the main characters, bro, screw that. Like, Naruto respectfully, like, corny, power of friendship. But this frame right here is why it's gas. Oh my god. Pain, Itachi. Itachi's so cold. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. We all wanted to be Itachi at one point, man.
Them menacingly looking at the camera. They made a presentation in 2016 saying you will own nothing and be happy, where they say products are replaced by services, and people will need to rent or share everything they need. The worst quote by far is from the presenter who did it when she said, "Welcome to..."
Did he think this was like people were gonna be like, yeah? And I love how it can never be normal looking people. Like, what is this? This is actually ChatGPT put in a human body, bro. Oh my god. Like, respectfully, not to be rude to her, but she looks AI, dude. There's not a soul in there. Like, I'm sure she's a lovely woman, but god damn. Like, I'm starting to believe more and more in the Illuminati. I was always against, like, conspiracies, especially ones that are, like, as far-fetched as that one, but Mark Zuck, Lizard, her, AI, I don't know, man. Like, we're actually... It feels like the plot of The Invincibles. Is that what it's called? TV show where there's, like, gargoyles and whatnot?
2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. Imagine saying this with a straight...
Of course she thinks that because she is a prompt. She is made in a data center, bro. What are you saying? What? There is no soul in there. It has been confirmed.
Face thinking everyone's gonna be like, sounds great. They basically pitched what Plankton did in the SpongeBob movie and hoped for a positive reception. And low-key, as time goes on, they kind of weren't wrong with the timeline. Everything past 2016 has turned more and more into...
Oh my, it's the biggest cope ever. These little weird exercises, anything but actually just eating less, bro. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, don't even enter the gym, twin. Like, don't be buying Pilates machines and going to these classes, these bungee jumping cords, or see soccer moms doing backflips on trampolines. Anything but eating less. Bro, instead of going on a 2-hour run, just eat one less donut. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to build muscle, hit weights, low reps. Do not be doing no cardio. Like, there's no reason you should ever be doing cardio. Ever. Like, not to be, like, anti-cardio, man, but it's low-key, it just annoys me. Like, if all you're doing is cardio, like, what is the purpose exactly? It's good to be healthy. It's good to increase your VO2 max and have a more athletic body that's built for endurance. I'm completely with that, but, like, what are your goals? Because most of the time, it's not to become Mo Farah. Like, there are so many lies and misconceptions with the fitness industry. It's actually so annoying. Like, there's no one you can trust because every influencer says something different.
Subscriptions. I mean, for God's sake, they're releasing a car where in order to get the full horsepower of it, you gotta pay a subscription. Imagine paying $100,000 for a brand new car and the company forces a subscription so you can use the full capabilities of it. Privacy concerns.
I mean, look at Tesla. Oh, you know the cars that people bought, like, when you had the one-time payment for Tesla Auto Drive, those cars now sell for a lot more than the cars that are still on subscription basis, because you don't have to pay for that subscription because you've already paid for the lifetime. Like, it's insane that we're low-key evolving backwards, but it's not gonna stop until we put our foot down and be like, no, I'm not gonna buy this anymore. Well, that's never gonna happen because we don't think as one person. We think all individually. We're all, like, self-centered. We think to ourselves, okay, I'm a small part of 350 million people, of 8 billion people worldwide, but in America, 350, 400 million people. Like, it doesn't matter what I do personally, but if we all think that way, then guess what? Nothing's ever gonna get done. We low-key all need to stop buying subscription services. Start by canceling your Spotify premium subscription. God damn, man, delete that shit. If you want to listen to a song, just play it on YouTube. Not being able to select, like, what single you want to play, having to listen to, like, a whole album is the biggest BS I've ever heard, bro. I actually just use YouTube.
Start to become worse as governments create more and more surveillance. The ultimate problem with physical game copies going away is the actual ownership. Because some people will defend it, saying, who cares anyways, we all buy digital copies now. And I will say that is true. A majority of people aren't driving to the store to buy every brand new game that comes out. But when you buy games at a lot of these companies, you're never actually owning the game. If you buy a game from the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Nintendo Store, and yes, even Steam Store, they're all...
I'll never get the hype around Nintendo. The whole ecosystem, the company, like, it's just... maybe it's because I was born, like, not at the era of Mario, where all these unks are, like, really obsessed with Mario Kart. Maybe it's because I wasn't born during that era, but I just do not see the obsession with Nintendo. Like, as a franchise, as an EP, like, IP, I just don't. Like, they're throwing out lawsuits left and right to small creators. Like, they're just an evil company, genuinely. Allegedly, in my opinion. Do not sue me. Because if there's one company that will, it's Nintendo, bro. Like, I'm fighting the big drop right now.
All licensed and not owned, unlike a physical copy. Most of the time, it may not be a problem to have the digital digital copy. But best believe, when there is a problem, there's essentially nothing you can do when you're at the mercy of these companies. Nothing proved this more in 2023 with PlayStation and their Discovery TV controversy. Back in 2023, Sony told its users that because of a licensing disagreement with Discovery TV, that anybody who purchased Discovery TV shows or movies would have the content removed as Sony wouldn't have the license anymore. And there were some pretty big shows.
Yeah, obviously, but I got my refund, right? There's no way I didn't get my refund, because you'll see me with pitchforks outside their HQ.
On that list, including Mythbusters, Cake Boss, and Naked and Afraid, How It's Made. In total, it would have been 1,318 seasons of TV shows completely wiped from anybody who owned them. Imagine being that one dude that bought like 50 seasons of different shows. I would have crashed out and wreaked havoc.
I kinda like, you deserve to lose your money. Who's still buying media, man? Like, god damn, you know how many free media there is? It's low-key worse than paying for P. It's worse than paying for Hub. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'd rather you be signed into the Hub, buying exclusive content on OF. I'd rather you be doing that than paying for 5 different subscription services so you can watch one TV show. Like, gang, I will never be for piracy, but low-key, like, what are we doing, gang? I'll never be for piracy, but look at me. Hee-haw! Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Sony HQ. When this happened, it confirmed everything true people suspect.
People are so scared of getting viruses. Like, if you're not a pleb, like, the first couple times, yeah, but then you, like, get a bit more tech savvy and you'll realize, okay, do not click on Sarah, because Sarah doesn't actually want to meet me.
That companies at any moment could completely fry a product you quote-unquote own. And there would be a more than likely chance you wouldn't get a refund. Now, luckily, because of all the backlash they got for this, Sony announced they reached an agreement so everyone kept their stuff, but that's just for now. Funny thing is, doing research for this video, last month Sony told all its UK—
Wow, thank you Sony for giving me what I paid for, man. You guys are so generous, I swear to God. Nobody, you better give me what I paid for or give me that refund.
Users that 551 movies and TV shows for a company named Studio Canal are getting removed in September 2026 because they're losing the license. This one didn't make as much noise, so they probably didn't care to fight it and let it die. But I hope y'all know this is just gonna happen more and more. So even if you're not someone that cares about physical media as much anymore, you should understand why it's needed. It's also happened for games, like a game called The Crew, for example.
Who's gonna buy the PS6, bro? Like, the reason PS5 sold so much is simply because the console looked so cool. That's the reason it beat Xbox, because low-key Xbox is looking good right now. Especially with their new CEO, oh my god. It's a great time to switch to Xbox, low-key, man. But the new PS6 is just like its all downsides. Like, even the RAM and the capability of the machine has been held back because of the RAM shortages. Like, it's just not gonna be as strong as you want it to be. It's not gonna be as good as you want it to be. There's gonna be a lot less people buying it because it's gonna be $1,000. Like, that's the current prediction right now. Don't quote me on it, but that's like the rumors right now are saying 1,000. And I would not be surprised at all, bro. Everything's so expensive right now. No one's gonna buy the PS6. All the games are gonna optimize for the PS5. It would be a horrible financial decision to buy the PS6. Just get the PS5, preferably with a disc. Don't be a fool, even though all the new games won't even have a disc because they've hopped on the trend. It's actually so sad and pathetic. What a time, man.
Microsoft sold the game for full price to people, and after it didn't do as well as they wanted, they decided to delist it in 2023, and in 2024, they shut down all of the servers. Then right after that, they started yanking the license from people with 0 refunds. This is why they don't want shit in person, because if that was me, I'm not going down without a fight. I'm gonna tell a Ubisoft employee to square up and fight for my copy. I'm keeping it, goddammit. Then instead of hitting people with an apology, maybe giving them refunds for something they bought, Ubisoft—
Man, I hate corporate apologies. They're worse than YouTuber apologies. You know that one woman who was playing the ukulele? Yeah, I'd rather her apology than the company apologizing, because they have like 3 lawyers writing the apology. Is nowhere near coming from the heart. You gotta realize these are entities that are made for money. They're like Mr. Krabs. The moment it becomes a publicly listed company, it has no longer any human aspect to it. Anything good they do is for a financial decision. But they have like this real meticulous wording to make sure that they don't admit any guilt, and they sound like as apologetic as possible without admitting to absolutely anything. Like, it's pathetic, bro.
I've doubled down, telling people that you can't complain about what they did because you never owned it. I mean, they're not even hiding the agenda at this point. This shit more rigged than a referee in any World Cup game Messi plays.
Yo, if Messi won the World Cup, I can't lie, Argentina would get invaded within 2 days, bro. Argentina would be flattened, bro. It would turn into Gaza, bro. I can't lie. They do not deserve to win that shit. Like, respectfully, I love all my Argentinians. Me gustas too. But you gotta admit, bro, like, it's good to be on the receiving end of bribery, but low-key, something was up with those decisions. Like, I don't think they were actually bribed. I think they got a bit lucky with some decisions, which fair enough. Like, even if it's a 1 in 100 chance chance that they made all those decisions that favored Argentina consecutively. 1 in 100, how many World Cups have we had and how many matches and teams are there? Like, it's possible. So no hate towards Argentina, but they really didn't deserve to win it. Like, let's be real here.
Because of all of this happening, people have come up with a slogan to fight back. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing.
Thank you. Wow. Holy, this is the exact phrase I was looking for. Nah, I'm just playing. Do not pyro, okay? It's illegal.
Whoever made this gotta get 5 golden stars, because there's no defense these companies can say. Whenever someone downloads a copy of their game and doesn't buy it, they say it's illegal and the person should be fined because it's stealing. But when you buy something that's bought with the thought of its ownership,
by the way, let me give y'all a piece of advice right now, because I'm as wise as I am and as mystical as I am, I still like fall for scams occasionally. Never put in your bank details ever again. Use Apple Pay for everything, because they do it anonymously. Never put in your details. Never put in your bank number, your card number, like any personal details. Never use that again. There is no need. All these companies are revolutionizing and moving on so fast, and we don't even do physical versions anymore because we're in the future. Yeah, we're in the future far enough when it comes to my privacy as well. Okay, I'll give my information to Apple, my Apple wallet, and then Apple will validate the payment for you. Never put in your card details. Most of the time, you will never need to. Even if you think it's a legitimate website and you're totally not getting scammed, just never do that. The moment they ask you for payment details and there's no option to pay with PayPal or Apple Wallet, be like, okay, yeah, this is a scam. Like, even if it's a legit company, you guys are, I don't want to work with you. Because most of the time, the moment you have to put in your card details, it means that you're signing not a contract, but you're doing like a direct debit, which means that they'll be taking money from you and no one's reading the terms of services. Like, genuine, like for example, with my gym membership, even though I canceled, they're still taking payments because I gave them my bank details. Only operate based off Apple Wallet. Trust me. Never put in your details for anything. And be careful with your date of birth. Date of birth can be used like it's very sensitive information. I know it doesn't seem like it, but be careful with your date of birth.
They can take it away and say you never owned it. They're pretty much that meme of the person spamming easy, and as soon as they get one clap back, they say you're being toxic. At the end of the day, no one is buying these game copies thinking it's just a rental. If you wanted to rent it, then you would just rent it. The reason I say this is because you'll see people defend these companies saying,
yeah, I love when companies are always like, because no one's reading the terms and conditions, and the government needs to realize that. Like, what if I put the terms and conditions behind like 3 different Rubik's Cubes and a Mr. Beast challenge, and then you can read the terms and conditions? Yeah, that's illegal. Like, you need to summarize it for people. You need to make it readable. And I hate when they think that you have to scroll to the bottom to continue. Like, bro, I have to scroll through 5 pages and act like I read them. No one's reading them, even if you are making me scroll. Like, that's just a way for them not to get sued. You need to be able to summarize it efficiently for a 5-year-old to understand. Why is terms and conditions so complicated? The average American can't read to a 3rd grade level. What are we doing? You need to accommodate that, not them accommodate you.
Well, you should have just read the terms.
Yeah, tell that to Facebook when you don't read their 200 pages of terms and conditions.
Facts.
Then when they sell your personal data to like 100 different companies just to come back saying you should have just read the terms. After that company gets hacked who bought your data, now all your emails and passwords are leaked. That's actually how it works a lot of the times, by the way, but nah, it's your fault for not reading 200 pages of dog shit. The company who maliciously sold your data for profit is not at fault at all. Worst part is you couldn't even successfully sue these companies because they're technically right. You signed an agreement saying you just licensed the product and don't own it. This wouldn't be as much a problem if these companies gave refunds all the time or required it. I think it still would be good to have a physical game in case it gets taken off shelves for archive reasons, which physical copies help with. Like, as an example, Steam is probably the most nice when it comes to this. There was a John Wick game that they decided to remove, but instead they delisted it from Steam, and people who bought the copy still have that copy.
Fairs. Does that make it so those accounts are more expensive though? I don't really understand people that have an obsession, because it is sort of like OCD. I wouldn't say it's autism necessarily, and I'm not a psychiatrist. I know nothing about mental or anything like that. Like, I haven't studied the brain, but thinking about it like logically, it has to be like some sort of OCD, like people that like collecting things and, oh, we need to archive this. Like, why do you give it so much value? Like, anybody can make a video game and you can always like recreate it pretty accurately. Like, there's nothing inherently valuable about like history or things that happened in the past. For example, video games. We give value to things that really don't have value more often than not. But hey, I don't want to be that guy like that's really obsessed with things like this, but I'm happy that people like that do exist because they do make the world a bit more interesting. Like, for example, if I'm watching a YouTube video about a guy that's obsessed with Pac-Man and has like 500 archives and 500,000 plushies, like, yeah, that's an entertaining YouTube video. I would never want to be you with that obnoxious spending habit, but geez, man, do you?
So they can play the game when they want to. Steam so far hasn't had some incident like Ubisoft or Sony, but to be fair, who knows what will happen in the future. Also, another thing people don't think about is how much used games help people. If everything is digital, you're not gonna have the classic of being broken down bad.
Facts.
Then buying some used copy that may have had some rip marks on the box and
Bro, games are so expensive. Like, it's insane. 100? Like, we're approaching that. Like, the average game right now is like 60, 80. I promise you, give it like 3 more years, every game, like, the standard price will be 100. And is it beating inflation? Because I know inflation right now is like quite rampant. But have video games gotten more expensive in relation to inflation? I think the answer might be yes, bro. Like, they're growing in price fast. And I wonder why. Probably because less people are buying the consoles. Like, for example, I watched the Mr. Who's the Boss video about this. A lot of companies like Xbox right now are shutting down a lot of their studios because you're having to pitch it. Like, for example, for the new Xbox, there's going to be a lot less people that buy it because it's going to be just so much more expensive. So a lot of ideas are getting killed at the pitch stage because they're like, okay, there's going to be a lot less demand. There's going to be a lot less of an audience base. So how are we going to recuperate our money or profit from this? Like, these things are all linked. It's all a cycle. Like, the reason they're moving to digital copies right now, like, so heavily is because they need a better way to monetize. Because they're not going to be making as much money as they did previously. I'm telling you right now, the PS6 is going to sell like barely any copies. Unless it looks just as cool as the PS5 looked in comparison with the PS4. But I can't even imagine something that cool, bro. When they launched the PS5, I was like, damn, that shit looks tough. Now we've gotten used to it. But when it was first launched, oh my god. And then Xbox had the mini fridge. No wonder PS5 won that race, bro.
the suspicious things. Hey, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20, as the saying goes. It made you as the buyer have more power because you could buy a new game when it comes out for 60 bucks, then maybe resell it for $40 or trade it in, and get the next new game for half off. It was pretty much its own economy, and it was a win-win. You had a used game that you could sell to somebody that never played it for cheaper, and you could take their money and trade it in for a newer game. I understand that GameStop would give you a solid 90% less money than what the game costed if you traded it in with them, but shit, some money back is better than
I can't believe GameStop is still open because I heard a story about someone like talking to the CEO of GameStop and they've raised the amount of money you can trade in your game for. Like he said 90% loss. Like now you're getting more for your OCDs or anything you like hand in. Which I think is a good change, but goddamn, it's like 30 years late, bro. Like right now they're trying to kill any physical copies. Like what's the point exactly? There's going to be no demand for them because all future hardware is not going to be able to interact with discs. So it's quite useless because now a lot of people are going to be selling their discs because they can't play it on their PS6 if they do end up buying it, or just selling old games because now all future games don't have any disc versions, but there's no people that want to buy them because there's no new influx of devices that use it or games that are using discs. Like it's just a bad idea. I sometimes wonder what goes on through these companies' mind. Like you are $1 million, so I don't even think it's $1 million. I think GameStop at this point, like the stock is worth like $30 and a pack of gum, bro, like swears, and 2 cigarettes. Like that's how much GameStop is worth right now. Like they do not care.
No money. You could also lend games to your friends or trade games with your friends. Hopefully have them actually give the game back, or y'all were not on speaking terms until further notice. I still haven't talked to this in 3rd grade that never gave my SpongeBob movie game back to me. Hope he's doing terrible in life. For a lot of poor kids, this will be their Game Pass and main way they got games. The best bet they have now is if the game studio decides to put games on sale, or getting the
God bless their soul. Every game studio that was giving it out like that, or like the ones that worked with Game Passes, PS Pass, Xbox Pass, I don't even know what they're called. Gas, bro. Because I remember always going to my cousin's house because we had a PlayStation at my house, but low-key I was never the sibling that used it. But whenever I met up with my cousins and the Game Pass dropped this new lit game and we'd sit there and play it together, heat, bro. Genuinely. And what's even better is when games turn free to play, like Rocket League. I feel so bad for you if you paid for Rocket League, bro, because it's been free for how long now? And the influx of new players just revives the game, bro. It makes it so much more fun. I think R6 had that, but you can't really play competitive unless you pay for it, which I think is a good middle ground.
Which even that won't have everything they want. Companies are known to keep game prices high no matter how old the game is. Removing physical copies is only to benefit the companies themselves. It's not like they even have to make a mass amount then they have them potentially not sell on shelves. They could make them on order and ship them to people.
That makes absolutely no sense because the discs themselves don't cost that much. The discs are cheap. You're buying for the services that went into making the game. That's why it's so expensive. So even if they made 1 million discs, the loss isn't that much, bro, because per disc it costs nothing.
But they're choosing not to because they know what's smarter for money. I'll end it off with, even though things like this happening are sad, I don't think physical media is truly out yet. People will always appreciate physical value of media, and a lot of people are even fighting back by getting more physical things. And
that's what we say, but these companies, they're just gonna make it even more and more inconvenient until like even the person that clings onto it most is gonna be like, yeah, I give up, bro. Like they're gonna make it such a like weird habit, like that you're gonna turn into like some sort of hermit. Everyone's gonna look at you like you're crazy. The same way we look at a guy that's collecting Pac-Man arcades. We're gonna be like, bro, why are you collecting CDs? They're just gonna make it so inconvenient for the average person that it becomes like it doesn't even make sense anymore. Even if you are actually like standing by what you believe in and trying to oppose this system of you own nothing, which I fully respect, low-key. Maybe I was judging the Pac-Man guy too harshly, man. Hey, my bad, broski.
Samples vinyls, which saw an increase of more people buying them. Even though it's mainly for the aesthetic and not to take out the big ass disc and play music on it.
See, this is how it goes. Something becomes popular really quick usually, and then it like sort of flattens out, and then it starts going downhill, 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 and then it has like a small resurgence towards the end because performative gooners, performative losers want to be niche, want to be special. Like, it's actually pathetic, bro. Like, can you try standing out through accomplishments or literally anything that isn't your tote bag, twin? Like, what are we doing?
It's better than nothing, alright? At least people are buying physical media. Also, people are still buying things like manga or books because they want a cool looking collection. So humanity hasn't fully given up to digital media yet. And my hope is...
But books are not cheap, bro. Like, at all. Like, if I see a shelf full of books, oh, I want to buy the book because it looks nice on my shelf. Bro, you know how much you can... That's like... To have a full shelf of books, that's like 300 quid at least, bro. Like, just buy a waifu full body pillow, bro. Like, that will be a lot better in terms of decoration, don't you think? But they just want to... They're trying to be performative, bro. They're trying to be smart. Your books died like 100 years ago, bro. You have the internet now, just read online. It's that small resurgence of people that are trying to be, oh, I'm so intellectual, I'm so performative. Hey, man, you do you.
We could have a good balance of both, because if we had all digital media, I hope y'all know these companies will be the most scummy, greedy pieces of shit of all time. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you.
W Tommy NFG, man. If you guys enjoyed, subscribe. I love every single one of y'all, and yeah, peace.